Near rifle range, 19th of the 5th, 2014. Nearly never went this morning. I got up 7 o'clock, looked out the window, not a breath of air. Went back to bed, had a bit of a lay-in. 9 o'clock I looked out and it looked like it was blowing a hoolie. By the time I walked the dogs, got on the road, I left at 20 past 10. Took me 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to the rifle range. Traffic going through Salford out of Bristol was hell. I got there, looked perfect. I didn't even bother to go over the front. I just took the glider straight off, got to the front as fast as I could, rigged up, like one of the hang glider pilots there, the paraglider pilots, and thank God he jumped up and gave me a check. And most of the glider I've checked while I was rigging, but I still do a quick check all round, do a hang check, make sure all my instruments was on this time, because the Westbury White Horse the other week I took off and forgot to switch everything on. I was just rushing to get in here because somebody was in the bottom field. It meant I had to lift back up. I live in fear of those wolves up. And what with the dogs, leaving the dogs for too long. But at the rifle range they were quite happy running around. They stayed well clear of the cows. There was one mad bull in there that was up in the air and away. Straight off, climbed away. It was lumpy, but lumps is your friend. I think they are anyway. You know you're flying. I soon zoomed off, and I must have zoomed at about nothing fantastic, 100, 150 foot I suppose. And then you just keep hovering around the ridge, and every now and then a thermal come through, and up you go. And I'm glad to say, for most of the flight there weren't many people above me. And the only time anybody seemed to get any height above me, of great height, was when we went through the thermals. I wouldn't go over the back, and they went over the back with them and carried on climbing. I checked the field out there now, and if I had done some 360s and got blown back, I couldn't have got forward. There's plenty of landing at the back, so next time I might try 360 and back with them and see if this old bird will cut it back into wind. When I say wind, it wasn't too strong that day. It was only, I think, about 15. But in the thermals it seemed stronger, but it's great stuff. There was a few gliders that seemed to struggle getting away, you know, whereas I didn't have no trouble. This whole bird was flying so slow, I was basically facing the wind, and I did at one point sit there facing the wind, just hovering, not moving. Another time I just went straight forward out and I must have got halfway down the range, and I was climbing all the way out. So how far out I could have went, I don't know. But I don't think it was a fantastic day for thermals, but I heard somebody had took off. I'm not sure if it was on a paraglider or a hang glider, and landed at Birmingham. So somebody said 100 miles. So there was only one frightened I had on this flight. It was 1 hour and 8 minutes, this flight, exactly, from the minute my feet left the ground to the minute they landed. There was a chap hovering, he must have been 40 foot, come underneath me, about 40 foot below me, and just out in front of me. And he must have felt some lift, and he done a 360, and as he come round, from the first turn he done, as he come round, he climbed that much, he was practically coming at me. So it put the willies up me, I can tell you. But it was certainly a punchy day. When the thermal was there, it was certainly banging up you go. But as you can see, I don't 360, I just sit there, basically facing the wind, and the glider does the rest. I don't fly, sorry to say, I just sit there, the glider does it all. It was a really nice day. This is the first day I've had without having to worry about a bottom landing. As I say, I live in fear. I've had about 3 days now where I haven't flown because I didn't know whether I'd 100% sure of staying up. And the last couple of times I did fly, both times I see somebody in the bottom landing field, so I took the chance. And thank God on the last occasion at Westbury I did land at the bottom as well. And thanks to the chap for giving me a lift up. But this was great to get out. I just hope we're going to have some more good thermals before summer comes. Because it seems once summer sets in good, the thermals get less punchy, but they don't seem to be as good. But at some points, as I say, there's the top of the thermals. When I say top of the thermals, I'm at the top of the thermal because I'm still above the ridge, but everybody else has gone back, and they must be another 300-400 foot above me at the back behind me. But I should have pushed me that and went back. Days like today make me wish I was in the cross country, but it's something I never got into. I've always been happy just to have my feet off the ground, and whether I'm 2 foot off the ground or 1,000 foot off the ground, flying's flying to me. I think that's why I love sand dunes. But the rifle range is a great sight, and that's funny not seeing the turrets down there where they used to shoot into, and the holes in the ground that they used to sit in. Done some of that myself with the Army Cadets when I was younger. But there you go, a nice day. I was at some points when there was gliders at level with me, I was watching them and they don't seem to get chucked about half as much as I do. These old gliders, I don't think they correct themselves. You need to put in. Going into land I was stunned. Normally when I go into land at the rifle range, I go over the back and I'm sort of on the ground, turning on the ground. But today she wanted to float on. I'm not used to flying this one in slow winds, so I'm starting to get a feel for her now. She does float, she's quite good. I think I'm heavy for her though, so I think I'm on the top of the weight range. When I say heavy, I'm not over heavy. I wouldn't be flying her if I was. There she is on the ground again. Me and Skyhook safe once more. I'm wondering now how the clips will go that I've rebuilt. I'm waiting to test her on the sand dune, so no way am I jumping off a big hill again, not after the fright I had with the last glider I tested. So there she is, walk her back, no trouble at all. Okay, petethewrist out for now. Hit the spot. Cheers all.